Woo! Hell of a finale there, huh?
What a race car race.
It was, Dave. It really was. But, you know, all good things have to come to an end. With that, I should hit the road, get back to the old ball and chain.
Yeah, the old battle axe.
Whoa, Dave. That's my wife, okay? Show a little respect.
Sorry, Gary.
It's okay. You don't have a wife. I don't expect you to know how to talk.
My wife passed, Gary. I was married.
Let's not dig this up again. Okay, I'm talking current wives. Anyways, it's been a great time.
Oh, you sure you don't want another beer, Gary?
You know what? I will. That sounds like a great idea. Have one for the road. You know what? Before I take off, you think I can borrow some money? You know how hard it is in this Obama economy.
Gee, Gary, I would love to, but I'm totally strapped right now.
Dave, I'm not asking for your life savings. We're talking, I don't know, 800, 900 tops? I mean, obviously you have money for name brand beer.
Yeah, I spent the last of it on the beer, Gary. I could still get you a job maybe over there at the smashing plant.
Dave, I don't want a handout. I just thought it'd be easier since you live alone, you have no one to support. Don't worry about it. I'll see you next week.
Thanks for coming over, Gary.
Absolutely.
Great shot, Gary.
Thanks, Dave.
You know, I gotta say, honey.
What?
I do not get this whole online date thing you kids do.
Oh my God, it's awesome. Look. Okay, you can just pick through all the weirdos, get rid of all the ugly dudes, and then you don't have to waste a weird night at dinner or, I don't know, a concert or a movie or something like that.
No, sweetie, having a weird date at a club or a dinner house is the best part.
A dinner house?
Yeah, dinner house.
Mom, you know if you were single,
I'm not.
well, if you were, you would get a ton of messages in a week.
Honey, that's very nice of you to say, but nobody wants an older woman who spends all of her time working out. I'm disgusting. I'm just lucky your stepfather doesn't see any of that.
Mom, if you were on here, you would get 50 messages in a week, I guarantee it.
Oh, honey, that's nice, but it's very unrealistic.
Fine, let's make a bet. I create an account for you, and if you don't get 50 messages in a week, then I'll do the dishes and the laundry for a month. Think about it.
Oh, frickin' A. What are you doing to her? No, don't. Not in here. You're gonna make a mess. Oh my God, Cheryl! The dogs, he's doing, whose dogs are these? Hey, Steph? Looks like you left your dating machine on.
It's 2 in the morning, Gary. Go to bed.
Oh, geez, Steph. I didn't know you were into such older men. Someone likes their bananas a little soft. Interesting. Hey, Steph, how do you turn this thing off? Off! Sleep! I'll deal with it later.
So how's PE going this year? Are you still having to retake it, or?
Yeah,
You should just tell him you can't swim.
I don't want to admit it.
Okay.
Why don't you ever say anything? I'll teach you how to swim.
Because I don't want to be the only person to fail PE in college.
I'll get that. Oh. Oh, look who it is. Cheryl,
Oh.
this is Dave Eaglerock.
Hi, Dave. We weren't expecting. How are you?
Oh, you know, hanging in there.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Dave. Did you get our edible arrangement?
Cheryl, what are you doing? I told you I ate it on the way to his house. Anywho, Dave, this is my daughter, Stephanie. Stephanie, you remember Dave Eaglerock, right?
Yeah, Gary, I will never be your daughter. Hi, Dave. Hi.
Stephanie, can you be a little more respectful to Dave? Especially considering what he's been through? You remember the newspaper article? It's on the fridge. Did you throw it away, Cheryl?
Honey, let's move past this, okay? You should have taken it down if you knew he was coming over. Why would he want to see that article? What they publish these days is too graphic, and he shouldn't have to revisit that.
Okay, well, Dave, let me get you a plate, and you can have a seat right here between Stephanie and me.
There's no chair here.
You know what? I can go get a chair from the...
Just sit down, please. Got a chair right here. Check it out. Bada bing.
That's not a chair for an adult.
Cheryl, 2 adults made this chair. I made this chair in 11th grade, workshop. Teacher cut his finger off showing me how to get the back straight. So that has literal blood, sweat, and tears in there.
I don't need to hear the full backstory of how a man cut his finger showing you how to make a small chair.
Cheryl, that's a real chair. That's a good chair. Look at him, he's happy. I'd buy that chair in a store. You know, we're all gonna die someday. That chair will be here after us. That's mahogany. That's gonna get harder and stronger over time.
Okay, great. It's a blood chair.
Of course it's blood. He almost lost his hand. He might have, I don't know. Never followed up. When you finish that, we'll give you some chicken. Anywho, what's new with you, Dave?
Oh, nothing much. Just hanging around alone at the house.
Get out of here, really? That's a shame because you're a real catch. You're a fresh fish. A really good friend. Good friend. Dave here, he's a real character. Down at the car club, I asked him to eat mud pudding, which is just dirt and water stirred together.
That's not what mud pudding
And
is.
he did it. He didn't just take a bite. He kept going after it. It was a real incredible sight. He was in the hospital for 4 days. He contracted a bacterial infection. It was great. I'll never forget that. 9/11 and this are the 2 things I'll never forget.
But why would he do that? I understand you told him to, but why?
He wanted to impress us, maybe?
That would just be called mud. You fed your friend mud, and he ate mud.
Cheryl, can we not argue in front of our guest? You're embarrassing me? Do I ever embarrass you? Thank you. Anywho.
It's a great meal, Cheryl.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
I haven't had a home-cooked meal since Carol died.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a sandwich from the gas station on the way home for old Dave. She used to serve me spaghetti on a bed of lettuce, and I'd complain, say the textures didn't go together. What I wouldn't give to have a plate of that now. It's funny the things you remember. I don't think I'll ever eat spaghetti without lettuce again. Just doesn't seem right. You know, sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll run in there to see if her toothbrush is still next to mine. It always is. It's like she left a little trail of memories for me to follow.
Well, that's horrific. I'm sorry that you're having to go through that, Dave. You know, look, if there's anything...
I gotta tell you, Dave, I'm sitting here listening to you. Where was that at the funeral? Stephanie, you should have seen it. This guy, clammed up, says nothing.
Every time I'd start a sentence, Gary'd start clapping.
Oh, come on, Dave. I'm trying to be supportive. I'm your friend, okay? I'm sitting here trying to support your dead wife. I didn't even have to go, you know.
He's meaning to say that he's supporting your grief, Dave. That's why he was clapping. And I'm sorry that we weren't there. Stephanie and I had no idea that there was a service. Gary must have forgotten to tell us, but we wouldn't have clapped, I promise.
Speaking of women who are not dead, Stephanie, to your right here, guess what? She's getting her master's degree.
Oh, wow. Pretty and smart. Look out. Double threat coming through.
Thank you, Dave, for that compliment. I really needed to be validated from you. Excuse me. Just please.
Hey, Dave. I'm sitting here drinking water and a little bit of food. Gary doesn't have a beer. Would you mind skedoodle into the kitchen where Stephanie is and grabbing me a beer? I'm sure Stephanie could help you if you can't find the refrigerator.
Sure thing, Gary.
It's got the article about your wife on it, in case.
Why would you want to read that?
He's an interesting fellow.
How do you have chicken behind your ear? What is that from?
Oh, hey. I can help you with that if you want.
It's literally one dish.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. You're probably a really nice guy. You have to be to put up with Gary.
Oh, thanks. I think you're really nice, too.
Okay.
Maybe next time we could have another really nice time, you know? Do something really nice together for a time?
What? No.
Sorry. It's my fault. It's always ladies' choice on the second date.
What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? This is not a date.
There I go again. Classic Dave. You know, my wife used to always say I was jumping to conclusions.
This is absolutely not a date. You're my stepdad's age. That's disgusting. What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, I thought you were into older guys.
Older guys? Why would you think that?
I'm sorry. This is all my fault. I've been so lonely, you know, and my wife.
Did Gary put you up to this?
Gary? Gary? No, God, no, not Gary. He just needed a little money.
Money? He needed money? No.
Just Gary, just a little bit of money is all he needed.
Did you tell him this was a date?
Of course not. He paid me to come over to meet you. I respect you, Stephanie. I wouldn't just invite any schmuck over to see you for free. I would use it to get the family ahead.
Gary, how could you do that?
Wow. Thanks a lot, Dave. You really mucked up the works on this one. You happy with yourself? Try to bring an old alley cat in for a little street food and warmth, and this is how I get repaid. I gave you a free mud pudding, okay? I showed you what that was, and this is the thanks I get. Okay, great.
You said she was interested in me.
Damn it, Gary, don't set my daughter up with your gross old friends.
I could throw up right now.
Old? He's the same age as me.
That's not the point here, Gary.
You know what, Cheryl? It was a win-win for everyone. Stephanie finds love, Dave Eaglerock lives another day, and we get a little extra money to pay for the bills. I'm killing two stones here.
I can't believe you've done this, Gary.
I'm probably gonna head out now.
Yes, please.
Good night, Dave.
Dave, you owe me a few beers for this. And you know what? I'd slap you inside the head if I didn't throw out my rotator cuff on your trampoline.
That trampoline wasn't for adults, Gary. See, my wife, she was expecting...
Oh, enough, Dave. I'll talk to you later. I have to defuse the bomb you've set into my house like someone did to your wife's car.
Okay, Gary.
I can't believe this. How much was I worth, huh?
Guys, we don't need to go down this road.
How much, Gary?
It was enough.
No, she deserves to know. Tell us a number, Gare.
Fine, it was $3.
$300?
Oh, okay, Steph, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It was 3 reloadable Applebee's gift cards.
I can't believe you.
Cheryl, do you know how expensive Applebee's has gotten? It's now an upscale version of a Chili's. Do you even hear yourself?
We can't pay the bills with Applebee's gift cards.
Okay, so you're gonna sit here and tell me people down at the electric company don't eat at Applebee's? Wait, what do we... Why... It was either that or A silly job at Dave's business.
You turned down a job? You haven't had a job since you worked at Circuit City.
I would hardly consider an assistant manager a real position. You know what I say in those interviews? Drop the assistant, I'm less resistant, you know? And then pay me large, I'm in charge.
Oh my God.
Please stop rhyming at the dinner table.
You know what? It's probably for the best anyway, Steph. You don't want to settle for a guy like that. You heard how hung up he was on his ex. He's talking with all that lettuce. Spaghetti lettuce? It's disgusting.
I don't need your advice on dating. You make everyone around you miserable. I don't know how my mom is still with you.
Stephanie.
My mom could be with any number of men who have a job and actually care about her, you big piece of dog shit.
Steph, you know I love your mother. She's a frickin' dime. She's my big Roosevelt.
All right.
Huh. Look, I thought I was doing a good thing here. I care for you. I care about Dave. I thought this was a good idea.
A good idea? The same way you thought giving me a framed photo of your car for my birthday was a good idea?
The Corvette? You didn't like that?
You know what, Gary? I used to be happy. And then my mom met you.
Jeez. Do you think she really didn't like the picture? Not answering your phone. I assume you're probably packing up your wife's dead stuff. You know, I wanted to call and say I was sorry about dinner tonight. I thought I knew what type of guy Stephanie was looking for. I guess I didn't, and I guess you're not him. Physically or emotionally. I don't think that's anything you have to be upset about. But, you know, women, they're hard to read, right? It's like a book. Gary'd get in a lot of less trouble if I could just pick up on those social cues, as Oprah calls them. Anyways, you should get to know Stephanie and Cheryl on a different occasion, because they're real gems. They really are a light to my heart. They make the tough times easy, and sometimes the easy times tough. I should also let you know, Dave, you're a good friend of one of my best friends. You know, when I was going through my phone book, I noticed I don't have a ton or a lot or even some friends, so, you know, I think you kind of win by default in that. But it's still a win, so, you know, if you want to finish making those bird feeders, digging that hole, or we can just shoot each other with the paintball guns. I won't walk away this time. But anyways, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one, buddy. to bed?
Yep, in a minute. 1 minute, please.
Okay, it's just I finished Jag, and I need your weight to balance out the box spring.
Okay.
Or else I can't fall asleep. And you know what? Guess who needs a good night's sleep tomorrow?
Okay. My timer still says you have 5 more minutes on Jag. Okay? So I know it's not done yet. I'll be in a minute.